Well, hey, everybody, it is Monday night. That means it's check in Monday. Grateful to have you with me tonight. Let me do some quick maintenance things here for just a quick moment, and we'll get right into what I'm going to talk about tonight. And just want to make sure that we are on point with the things that we want to be on point with tonight. Give me just a minute, and I'm going to jump right into this. All right, there we go. Yeah, had a little technical difficulties, of course. It's always with computers, you never know what's going to take place or what's going to happen when you're dealing with computers and those things. And so you have to just sort of take a moment to get things in order and to make sure you're on the right page and everything is doing what it's supposed to be doing. And I think we've got everything doing what it's supposed to be doing, going the way it's supposed to be going. So give me again just a minute and let me do this real quickly, and then I'm going to talk about this tonight. You don't want to miss tonight. You don't want to miss what I'm going to be talking about tonight. So let me do one more thing here, and then we're going to jump right in. All right, there we go. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you so much. Thank you for indulging me and giving me a little time. Uh, Whitehurst from Delaware, I see you. God bless you. Uh, Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for those of you that have tuned in. Please do me a favor, like and share it with someone, and let them know that you're here. Jesus, little girl, God bless you. All right. Tonight, let me jump right into this. I want to talk tonight and be very brief on this, but I want to talk to you about something that it's just impossible for any of us to do. And I know we've been trying to do it a long time. We've been trying to bring it together a long time. But I want to talk to you tonight that you can't please everybody. And I need you to get that if you don't get anything else. If you don't get nothing but the title of what I'm talking about tonight, I need you to understand that you cannot please everybody. It's impossible. You'll never do it. You can't do it. The Bible did tell us when a man's ways please the Lord, he would even make his enemies be at peace with him. So we understand that we have to work on pleasing God, and we have to do those things that God has commanded us to do. But I want to help you out, whether you're young, whether you're at the middle age, or whether you're older, whether you're saved or unsaved, whether you're a saint or not a saint. I really need to help you out tonight on this Monday night to let you know that you cannot please everybody. That's important for you to get. I know that a lot of times our life is in a place of frustration. It's in a place that we're trying to figure out how can I deal with things. And one of the things that have really bothered most of us through our lives, whether we were children, whether we were teenagers, whether we came into being full adults, and even after we got older, was trying our best to be accepted or trying our best to be in the in crowd where people would accept us. And sometimes we would go out of our way to try to do things to please people as so they would accept us. So we would be a part of what they were doing. And so we would have some type of uh, thing about us that makes us feel better about ourselves. Many people have dealt with low self-esteem. It's just been something they dealt with, and so they go out of their way to please people and to please everybody. There's some people that they're trying to please everybody, but I've come to tell you on a Monday night, whether you're viewing this live or whether you're viewing this on replay, I've come to tell you that you cannot, and I will repeat, cannot please everybody. So I need you to stop trying. I need you to stop trying to do it. I need you to stop trying to put yourself up and set yourself up for disappointment or set yourself up for failure. That's what you're really setting yourself up for, is disappointment and failure, because you're trying to please everybody. And I'm here to tell you it won't work. Let's look at some things tonight, because I want to share this with you. And I got 4 things I want to share with you about this. Hey, Sister Regina, I've got 4 things I want to share with you that I think will help you and bless you. First of all, we go back to the title, You Cannot Please Everybody. You will never do it. Can't be done. You can't please everyone. Number 1, let me encourage you. Don't waste your time doing what you will never be able to accomplish. Now, I know we talk about accomplishing things and we want to accomplish things in our life, but I want to tell you, don't waste your time doing something that you're never going to be able to accomplish. And that is, you're never going to be able to please everybody. It's something that you cannot do. It's something I can't do. We've been trying it for years. I'm on the brink of 61, and for 60 years, I've been trying my best to please people. Sometimes trying to fit in, sometimes trying to do things to make sure people are pleased. And I found out, it took me a long time, but it hit me in these 60 years that I cannot please everyone. I can't accomplish that. And so it's an untainable goal that I can't do. I can't please everybody in my space. I can't please everybody around me. I can't please everyone I know. I can't please everyone that's near. It's no way to do it. And life would be better once we understand that we are wasting time trying to accomplish something that we cannot accomplish. And I hear some of you saying, but God can help us to accomplish it. He can. But in this instance, there's things that we can't accomplish as far as pleasing everybody. First of all, because we're in the flesh and they're in the flesh. And there are things that we will not be able to do when it comes to pleasing everybody. So I want to encourage you, don't waste your time. I want you to get that. Don't waste your time doing what you'll never be able to accomplish. Number 2, I want you to understand something, that as perfect as some things may be, some people will find something wrong with no matter what it is. And I need you to get that, because some of us will be better. You can have a thing that can ever be so perfect, and somebody that you know, or somebody that's watching it, will come along not with constructive criticism, but they will come along and find something wrong with what you have done. And then what happens to us is we get discouraged because we needed validation from them to please them and for them to have a good word concerning something we were doing. And what if it was something that the Lord had commanded you to do? If the Lord had commanded you to do it and told you to do it, then why do you need the validation of others that were not in that place when God told you what to do? Some people, it can be flawless, and they'll find something wrong with it. I mean, you can be a singer and you can sing the song to perfection, and they'll find something wrong if it ain't nothing but you didn't do that run long enough. Or if you're a preacher, you can preach the message and people can be delivered, but they'll find something about the message that they'll pick out. And so you have to understand that. That's why you will never accomplish your goal of trying to please everybody, because some people will always find something wrong. And you need to know that. You need to understand that some people find something wrong. They just find stuff wrong, no matter how perfect it may be, no matter how good it may be. And so when you and I go through those changes, then we start feeling bad because we were waiting on them to validate us. And we might as well admit it, those things sometimes bother us, or those things sometimes are important to us. To have your peers, or to have people you work with, or to have people you go to church with, or to have people that you, family members or whoever, uh, you know, and you say to yourself, I want them to say something, and they'll say something instead of encouraging you, they'll say something that crushes you because they're gonna find something wrong with it. And you can do, I mean, you can do everything that's asked, and they'll still find something wrong. And how many will be honest tonight as you're looking at this and say, "You're right, Pastor Martin. Some things I've done, I know that I did it according to how it's supposed to be, but there was still something that people found wrong." I remember when I was in the ROTC in high school, we had to dress in the uniforms, and we had to, our shoes had to be shined a certain way. We had to put those in signatures and things on our shirts and stuff, and had to be perfect. And they would come and inspect us on a Monday morning, and well, Monday evening, and to see that we have the perfect dress. Now, one time I wore a perfect dress, everything was in place, but they would come and they would take a penny and put it up on your collar to make sure that thing was where it's supposed to be. And they look at your shoes, and you thought to yourself, as perfect as it was, they found something wrong with how you dressed. And you were saying to yourself, am I ever gonna get this right? And they would just look like they would just find it. And they said, this is wrong. That's not wrong. And they would say, you take this off and do that. And so you have to understand that even in the military, sometimes you can't please those that are in charge, even when it comes to dress and other things. And so you will never be able to accomplish that, because as perfect as something may be, some people are going to find something wrong with it. Number three, and I'm hurrying on, I'm not going to be here long tonight. Number three, you must know that some people live, and I need you to hear this. Some people live to point out everything negative. That's what they live for. That's why you need to understand you can't please everybody. Some people, that's their life. It's like they're employed to do it. It's like their goal in life is to always is to always point out everything negative. And all of us on here, I don't want you to go to call no names, but all of us on here know that we know some people that that's all they do. Look like they live for everything negative. No matter what positive is being done, no matter what positive is being said, they live for things negative to point out. They can point out stuff that you never even paid attention to. They can point out stuff that you never even saw. You remember that with Adam and Eve. God told Adam, don't eat of the tree. And Eve came along and said, we need to eat from that tree. And then the serpent, they start pointing out stuff that God didn't point out. And so you got some people that I would almost go as far as say they're anointed to point out everything negative. And when you let them in your space, they will bother you. They'll point out stuff and look like they can just see it. Have you ever seen those little cartoons they make where they try to get you to find 5 things that's wrong or different with the picture? I usually do pretty good on those, but then there's sometimes I can't find what's different with the picture. I don't know what's different. I got to look at it real hard. Well, that's not some people. Some people can point out that you got a little string of hair out of place. Some people can point out that you didn't wear this right, or they can point out that you didn't say this right, or you didn't do that right, or you didn't say the right word. And so what happens when they go to point stuff out, you become very conscious. And when you do that, it hinders us sometimes because we're so conscious of what is being said, and everything negative that they pointed out, it binds us up because now we're looking at what they said and we just can't get it right. We just can't do it. It's just a bunch of negative stuff. And you have to watch people like that. You have to watch people that live to point out every negative thing. Now, there's a difference if they point it out to help you really and it's constructive. But then there's some people, they don't do that for that. That's just their lifestyle. That's just what they do. No matter how good the food was, they point out something about the food. No matter how good the cake looked, they point out something. It looked good, but it's dry. They point out something about the chicken. It was all right, but it had too much salt on it. It's just something. And sometimes everyone else are just, I mean, they celebrating and happy about it, but they just found something. They ain't gonna be satisfied until they point out something negative. They can't leave your event until they point out something negative. They can't leave your church until they find something negative. They can't leave your desk until they find something negative. And that's what they do. They're anointed to point it out. And you getting all upset and going through changes because they pointing stuff out. And you got to get to the place to understand all this stuff y'all pointing out. I hear you. I understand what you're pointing out, but I can't allow that to bind me. I can't allow that to break me. I can't allow that to throw me off focus and off track. And some of you, as we come to the end of the year, I just have to tell you, you can't please everyone. Some people, you just got to learn not to put yourself in that space because you're going to always be in that space where you can't please them. You'll always be going through changes because they'll never be pleased. That's why sometimes things can't get accomplished. Sometimes we put the wrong people on committees. We put the wrong people on things. We put the wrong people in charge of stuff. That everything they point out is going to be negative. Everything. And you wonder why your stuff ain't working because you got the wrong people in charge. You need some positive folk. Now, if we got some things we need to improve, that's good. But to have you on and everything is negative about everything we do, we have to watch that. We can't allow ourselves to let that be the thing that people do. That's always negative. That's always criticizing. We get critical spirit. We've got to adjust and understand. You got to know people's spirit and know that I can't please everyone. And if I put them in this and put them on the wrong thing, then it's liable to fail because they got the wrong people in charge. Because when you got the wrong people in charge, they'll just sit around and wait. And no matter how good ideas are brought forth, they'll sit around and knock down every good idea, not having one themselves. But they just don't want it to work if somebody else is in charge. I hope y'all listening at me tonight. So putting the wrong people in charge of stuff, and I'm not just talking about church, I'm talking about in your affairs of life or whatever. You got to know who to put in charge and who not to put in charge. Because if you got the person got a bad spirit and just point out everything negative, where you trying to go, they may rub people the wrong way. And you find out that you won't be able to get there. I love looking at Martin, and there's an episode that they did, and it just came on the other night where they're trying to get on this episode. They were trying to get Martin to be put him on a talk show and give him his own TV talk show and take it nationwide. And his friend Tommy that plays the Tommy on there, says, you don't do no talking. Let me talk for you. And so when the people came in, they said, we're so happy to meet you. They had this energy. We're happy to meet you and we want to do this. And he said, well, that's great. Well, show me the money. And the guy wrote on the paper and showed it to me. He said, woo. And Tommy pulled the paper out of Martin's hand and said, ha ha, this is a joke, and tore the paper up. And he said he needs more money than that. So the people said, okay, we'll give him more money than that. And then he says, and he's gonna need him someone to massage him. He's gonna need someone to do a manicure, and he's gonna need this. And the people were like, huh? He said he's gonna need a marching band. And the guy says, a marching band for what? He says, somebody's got to welcome him to work in the morning. And Martin pulled Tommy to the side and said, what is wrong with you? He said, and he said, listen, I don't know this guy. I never knew him. And he put Tommy out and said, listen, where should I sign? Let's work together. And every time I look at that, I laugh, because did you not know sometimes we got the wrong people in our space? We got the wrong people talking for us. And when they talk for us, they make things worse instead of better, because instead of pointing out the positive things we bring, they point out all the negative stuff. And you have to watch that. You have to be conscious of the fact that that is something that happens. So you can't please everybody. Some people will do that. I'm through here. Let me say this. You will always be frustrated trying to please everyone in the room. Are you listening at me? You'll always go through changes trying to please everybody in the room. You got to just learn to relax, be yourself, and stop trying to please everybody in the room. Because you can't do it. You can't please everyone. You're trying to please everyone in the room, and it'll never work. Because the people that you're trying to please, every one of them have a different view of you and I. They have a different view, a different outlook on what they think we should act like, what they think we should present. And what's going to happen eventually is you're going to have three people in the room at the same time. And where you're trying to please everyone, you're going to find that you're going to have to just change up every time you see someone. If you meet someone that likes your smile, when you see them, you're going to be smiling. You're going to be just ooh and laughing, and they like that. But then you'll go right across the room and you'll find somebody so deep that they think every time they see you, you should be, yeah, glory. And when they see you, so you can't be what we call carnal. You can't laugh and joke. You got to put that pious. You got to put that look on you. You got to put that look on it. Yeah. And every now and then you gotta, yeah, I feel him. And it don't matter whether you're in church or not. You got to always put that on. So look what has happened. The first person you saw, they like you smiling. The next person you saw, they think you're carnal. So you got to be a little deep. And then you meet somebody that thinks that 24/7 that you are spiritual all the time. So when they see you, they believe, and many of us, this is where we get caught at, even in church, is we've been trying to please people so long that we go around with a sort of false thing, trying to be something that we are not 24/7. You're not yourself. You're trying to be something 24/7 that you're not. That's why sometimes your children, your grandchildren, people, they don't know which one is showing up because we're trying to please everyone. You just got to learn to be yourself. When I'm preaching and I'm in the pulpit, that's one thing. And I even, comical there. But when I'm home, I'm relaxed, playing with my grandkids and joking with the wife or joking with my children, and we laughing, and they're saying, you too much, and my granddaughter Madison, she's 9, and so when I get ready to go out the house, she called me and said, Papa, could you come in for a minute? So I go, what do you want, Madison? And so her and the other grandkids said, you getting ready to go off? Yeah, I'm getting ready to go off. Don't forget to take your ring. Now I always wear my ring. Don't forget to take your ring. Don't forget, you grandmama here. And we just go to laughing and having fun with that, and keep them laughing. They keep me laughing. I may say something to my wife, and she just bust out laughing, and she's like, you missed your calling. You should have been a comedian. Now that's not something I display to the whole world every day, but at home, you know, when it's time to take the trash out, I don't get deep. I don't go to hey glory. Ah yeah 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 yeah. I don't do that. I take the trash. I look at things on TV to make me laugh. That's comical because I'm learning at this age to be myself, and you just gonna have to accept me for who I am. And then if you can't, then you have to deal with that. Because I'm more relaxed when I'm myself. I'm more relaxed when I'm me. You'll be more relaxed when you yourself. When you have to put on no fronts and no mask and put on things that make people believe that you're something. Enjoy your life. Stop trying to please everybody. You're not going to get it done. It's not going to happen. Even when you leave this earth, you're not gonna be pleased everybody. I'm here to tell you, they're gonna put us in a box in a casket, and people are gonna come around and guess what they're gonna say? Child, he don't look like himself. I went, but he didn't look like himself. I don't know. Well, what am I supposed to look like? I'm cold. What? But understand what I'm saying? You're never gonna be able to please people no matter whether you living or past. They gonna always find something. And you be like, you gone, you don't know what they're saying, but that's how people are. And so I want to encourage you tonight, start living life to its fullest. I'm not talking about no sinful stuff. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Laugh. Merry heart does good like a medicine. Stop being so tight. Enjoy your life. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. You know, go to the park or something. Do something. Enjoy yourself. You're gonna feel better. You'll feel relaxed, and then you'll start understanding I can't please everybody, so I just got to be myself. And if I please God, that's who I really need to please. But pleasing everyone else, I'm getting more. I'm hurting myself more and more. I'm trying to please these folks. I can't please everybody. I just can't do it. No kind of way. And once I learned that valuable lesson, man, I feel better. So I call check on people, but I ain't calling trying to get their approval. I had something that happened the other day, and I was talking to someone and made a call. And I have to tell you, once I got off that call, I felt so much energy. I felt so much, I don't know what you call it, but I felt it. I was like, man, that was refreshing. That was really refreshing to have that conversation. Sometimes you have a conversation that helps you to get to a place where you start understanding, I'm going about this wrong. I'm trying to please everybody. And my closing statement is this. I'm trying to please people that sometimes don't care one way or the other. Stop trying to please everyone that don't care one way or the other. Find your friends. I told y'all before and I'm going to say it again. Stop it. Tell you what the Lord told me and I'm going to tell you, stop it. Stop entertaining your enemies and start enjoying your friends, your family, your friends. Stop entertaining your enemies trying to get their approval. You can't please them. Enjoy those that God has put in your life that's enjoyable. Ride it out. Don't mean you mistreat others, but you just got to know where your happiness is and where your thing of being yourself is. And I've got to learn to be myself and not go through any changes. I got to get out of here. I'm through. Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, I pray that someone that's watching this tonight, someone that will watch, I pray that you would help them, cause them to know that they cannot please everybody. And God, give us a comfort about ourselves, a comfort in our spirit. Help us to be who you've created us to be, God, for we are unique. And God, you have chosen each and every one of us. You've given us talents and abilities that not always match with someone else's. But God, we thank you for what you've given to us. Help us to walk in those areas, in those gifts. Walk us to walk in those places, God, that you placed us, that we may do the things that you caused us to do and be a blessing to those that you want us to be a blessing to. God, help us, God, as we close out this year to live life to its fullest, to enjoy you, to enjoy life, our family, our friends, to enjoy one another. God, to be happy. And God, we thank you and we give your name praise in Jesus' name. Amen. The Lord bless you and the Lord keep you tonight. Thank you for joining me on this check-in Monday. It is such a blessing always to have you joining with us. Do me a favor before you leave. Please like and share it with somebody. Let somebody get this tonight. That'll be a blessing to them. They may watch it tomorrow, but I guarantee you they're going to be better once they understand you can't please everyone. Stop trying. Please God and don't worry about nobody else. Just please him and you'll be happy. The Lord bless you and the Lord keep you tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you, the Lord's will, next Monday. God bless you and may all God's choice blessings be yours.